Hey there, I'm Amy and I'm a painter, and today I'm going to show you a project I did that is a knockoff of a super cool Anthropologie inlaid chest of drawers that I saw online, and I just had to try my version of it at home. So stick around and I'll show you how I did it. Hey, if you're interested in painting, especially furniture painting and furniture flipping and mural painting, please subscribe to my channel because I do content about those kinds of topics quite a bit. Oh, there is one more thing I need to mention. If you're watching me work and you think, why do you have concrete floors that are ripped up and walls that are torn out? It's because I live in Texas, and in February our house flooded during the freeze like a lot of people, and it's going to take a long time for things to get fixed because everybody needs things to get fixed. So right now we're living upstairs, and the whole downstairs is like a studio for me to use because there are no floors. There's just concrete and everything's ripped out. There's no furniture there. So woohoo, I've got a giant studio in my former dining room. Well, like I said, I do videos about furniture flipping sometimes because I'm a painter, and I do buy furniture secondhand, paint it up, and resell it. And I was in the middle of painting a dresser that I was going to resell. It was an old wood 9-drawer dresser that I had decided I would paint it an off-white color, and I would sand off the top to give it just kind of a rough, natural, scratchy, old finish on top. And I was thinking about doing a little more to it, like maybe hand painting flowers or something interesting on it, because I was just getting a little bored with kind of the same old white painted furniture. When I was cruising around online looking for inspiration and ideas, I came across this Anthropologie dresser with aqua and white inlay, and the whole thing is just, it's so right up my alley. It's so beautiful. I love the colors. I saw it and I was just, it's a beautiful piece of furniture, like so many that Anthropologie carries. It's also a super high price tag. And so I decided right there and then, I've got a 9-drawer dresser that's already painted off-white. I could add some aqua to that and turn it into something that's my version of that. And I just decided in midstream, even though I'd already started this other project, that I was going to do my version of the Anthropologie Moroccan inlay dresser on that dresser that I was already working on. I knew that this would require stenciling, and I am not a big stenciler myself. I'm a freehand painter, and I usually find that it's faster to paint things freehand. Also, stenciling, while it is simple, it's not particularly easy. It takes some time. It can be tedious and it can be fairly exacting. And so I think that it's a great project for somebody who is a little more left-brained and likes that it's very ordered and very specific, and there's a pattern and a way you can do it to make it come out well. It's a little more mathematical. It's good for somebody who maybe feels more comfortable with that than with the idea that they're just gonna go nuts and freehand something, or maybe they don't feel that confident about their freehand painting. So it's good for that, but because I like freehand painting, I typically don't have the patience and I don't take the time to invest in stenciling something, but I have done stenciling projects before, so I know the ins and outs of it. I was really impatient to get started this day. I don't have that many days when I can work on this kind of stuff, and so I just decided right then I would go try to locally source a stencil that would work and adapt it to my needs, which is what I did. And I found something that was going to be close enough that I could work with, and then I adjusted, and then I made my own stencil for part of the trim and things like that. Now there are stencils out there that are designed to look like inlay dressers, and you can order them, and I will try to link to some of those things below. You can also make your own stencil for some parts of it if you need to. The thing is, when you're copying another thing that's already out there, sometimes you have to get a little creative to find the parts or the equipment you need to make that happen. And since I was also working with the dresser with all these different sizes and shapes of drawers, I had to get a little creative there. If you want to do a project like this yourself, I would recommend, if you're starting from the beginning, find a dresser that has standard height drawers that are all the same, and then find yourself a stencil that's similar or fits in size onto those drawer fronts, so that will make your job much easier because the pattern will repeat on the drawers all the same. And I didn't have that, so I had to get a little creative with the math and how to lay them out, but that's what these are like. When you have a stencil, you kind of have to adapt it to the piece that you're using, the shape of the wall you're doing, or the furniture, or whatever else you're stenciling. You have to make it fit. So you have to get creative sometimes, cut things apart a little bit, but that's part of the fun. So I was gung-ho to get started on the project that very day, and I'm a person who sometimes gets impatient, one of the things that I would recommend you might want to pick up if you are picking up the things for this project is some spray adhesive. That can help a lot in sticking the stencil to the piece so that it doesn't wiggle around and you don't get as much of a chance of paint slipping behind it, and that can help. I, again, was too impatient to get all the things I needed or to even start the project from the beginning with a piece of furniture that would have been maybe a better size and shape, but I just decided to plow forward, and I did it without any spray adhesive. So I did have a little bit of leakage that I had to touch up, and touch-ups are always something you're probably going to need to do with stencils. They're usually not perfect, so you will need a little bit of a smaller size brush to do touch-ups at the end. But the thing that's great about inlay work is that it's usually done pretty much by hand, and it's done with like stone that is kind of varying shades and things, and so there's some variety. You need a stencil because there is that geometric repetition, but because it is a handmade piece with natural things like stone, there's variety within the color and shape, and nothing is completely perfect. And I feel like that lends itself even better to doing a stencil where there is some variation even in how bright the whites are or how the pieces are shaped, the diamonds and triangles and things, and that's part of what an inlaid piece looks like. And so I think that's one of the things that makes it have that feel that's a little more handmade. Now, there are several really cool videos on the internet of people doing Anthropologie dupes or knockoffs or homage to Anthropologie stuff, and I will link a few of them below for different dressers than this one. There's some really cool ones out there, so check those out too, because these are some of my favorite videos to watch online. There's several other pieces on the Anthropologie that I want to try my hand at now, so who knows, this may become a series. But I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. All right, thanks for watching.